So today's video is going to be a chatty tutorial Tuesday, so I'm just about to get started. I'm just going to be doing a quick bit of skincare. Just collecting something, I'm just going to quickly hand cream. This skin is so dry at the moment. It's like me where in winter when you get out of the shower, everything just feels like sandpaper. Like literally. Brush my hair, it goes all frizzy, which is so annoying. I have what's left in my drink of water. So I'm just going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which is really great stuff. I like Charlotte Tilbury in their skincare. Push them out back as far as I can. I'm just dotting it all over my face. So it's when I'm going to rub it in. Sometimes I do apply too much of this stuff. But it just sort of moisturises my face. Sometimes I forget to do this. And then I end up with the dry skin and the chapped lips. Because I haven't done like the skincare side or actually looked after my lips when I've been wearing liquid lipstick like quite a few times. So I'm gonna use my Nivea lip balm. This is the Hydro Care lip balm. So now I'm gonna move on to primer. I'm gonna be using the Baby Skin Primer by Maybelline. Move my hair back. Along with uploading this video today, I will be uploading my new makeup releases. I just didn't finish editing it yesterday. So that's the new series coming to my channel. Just applying it in the places I'm going to apply concealer, just so something to stick to. But it can be quite sweaty, I'd say. I'd say I have like dry skin, but I do sweat quite a bit, so having the primer is useful. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Erase Concealer in the shade 3 Fair. Like the doe foot applicator. I'm not the biggest fan of. But I have tried a new concealer recently, this one, which is the Maybelline 30 Hour Superstay Concealer, which I've been loving it. Like I tend to get a lot of Maybelline products. A lot of their face products, so I'm just buffing that out with my Real Techniques Expert facial brush. So I believe next week's Christmas. Like all the Christmassy videos like Rap and Chat are coming next week. Or I might do that one this week, I don't know when Rap and Chat's coming. Might be this week, it might be next week. Probably going to be next week. And I'm going to be doing the what I got for Christmas. Going to be doing that. Those videos, like the typical like Christmassy videos. I did a rap and chat last year and that did quite well on my channel. See how many views it got last year on last year's rap and chat video. Because obviously I did do sickness last year. Like that was very sort of successful. Like that was a good time for my channel. Obviously last year's slickness will be in a playlist. This year's will be in a playlist too. Two views that I got. I'm going to use powder. I'm going to use my MUA Pro Base powder, which I have hit pan on. Lightly dusting it. Powder it does a little bit better on a smaller brush than like a bigger brush. Finding size brushes that like work the best. Doesn't look too bad. Going to be using my Maybelline Sissy bronzer, which doesn't have a lid. Making sure my bronzer looks alright, doesn't make my face look overly orange. Always looks better when the rest of my face is done. Like this as it currently is will always look a bit too much. But I can always just go in with this brush and just blend it out. Blush is my usual Maybelline Cheeky blush. Been loving this blush and it's lasted a really long time. Which I definitely have gone a bit heavy-handed. Love looking like Rudolph. I actually got too much. I'm gonna add a bit more bronzer, which will probably things. Might just go back in with a little bit of powder and just powder over just to make it a bit less intense, and also highlighters come in, something like that will help pull this all together. It's not a bad colour like in real life, it doesn't look too bad. It'll probably look a bit better once I've done the rest of my face. I'm just adding some highlighter. I'm very much a highlighter person. And this is in the shade 15 Nude Burn. So I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, which first of all I do. So I'll just take this sort of comb and just brush them out. Try and give them a good shape. I know some areas are a bit sparser than others, so I just always sort of, sometimes I do just go with my finger. Like card them out with concealer. Just to give a really sort of clear brow shape. This brush. Lost my eye primer and I can't seem to find it. So, haven't even looked in a little while, so I had to just rely on concealer to do. Don't know why I put my eye primer, it's like it's just disappeared. Just grabbing these lips out my makeup. I've got some like a few lip products in there. And I found my eyeshadow primer. So now, crisis alerted. Just gonna put everything back really quickly. I do not keep this area that tidy. That's why things do go missing, and I haven't even properly blended this concealer. Brows, because I've been talking about how messy things are. I'm just putting things back. Kind of going for a bit of a Christmassy look today. So I've done quite a lot of these. Let's get like eyeshadow primer in my lashes. So for this one we are going to do like a basic base by using this white shade here. There. I don't always do this, but it's something I do like doing, is just doing a nice basic base where I probably do. Sometimes I just need to tap off a little bit of product. These can be kind of powdery, so I'm just going to does just sort of set the eye primer. Sometimes I do just apply colour, but I always sort of give like a base. Sort of a lot of the time it will be like base crease. Or I always start with like the crease. or I just dab in the corner. Like I do my eyeshadow in several different ways. So I'm going to do like a red and green look using this palette, which is the Sofx Revolution palette. It's really like reflective, but kind of can see yourselves in this reflective bit. You might be able to see yourselves in the mirror, but it's really just, this is not the cleanest, and I've got like the paper thing. Top of it. This is quite a gross palette, but still, it's gross as in it looks gross. It's not as in the shadows aren't great, like I can still create a decent look. Basically up here is just disgusting, but the shadows are fine, so I'm just going to pack the red all over the lid. Sometimes we'll just pack a shade over the lid, just so the lid's got a colour. There's so many different ways I do my eyeshadow. So sometimes I will wing it out, I don't always do that. But you can do your eyeshadow in loads of different ways and shapes and things, and I've gone too far over to like the bridge of my nose, so that's... It's not behaving itself today. Sometimes I do have to go back in with my concealer and just go over in the places. Just sort of do that. So you can see like along here doesn't really have the colour, so it is mainly like crease. While having some on the lid, some bit more on the lid than others, so I'm just packing a bit more on. So then for the outer corner I'm going to go into Mob Wine and just pat that a bit further towards the mirror just so I can see what I'm doing a bit better. To crease. Kind of does look a bit messy, like it's not that neat, but so I'm going to put this minty green shade in this palette on my inner corner, which I've not done in a... Sometimes I do go for a matte inner corner because this is like an all matte quad palette. Go for like matte inner corners from this palette. Trying to make them look a bit more even, and yeah, that will do. Then I'm going to go into my bigger New Wave palette, which is down here. And I'm going to stick my mint green shade along where there's no colour for the green. So I'm going to do the dark green. Dragging in. And this almost does. Okay, to about there. Gonna probably add a bit more red to the other side, the side that looks a bit more what my mirror looks like, in case you're wondering. It's kind of disgusting. But these shades perform really well. Obviously the Revolution, obviously for all these palettes, if you like the Revolution eyeshadow formula, not everyone's gonna like. I really like it, but I also do know that a lot of people probably don't like the formula. So I'm gonna find this brush. I'm going to take this brush first and put mulled wine in the inner corner area, or just like the, before we get to the inner corner, so I'm just going to dab there. So everywhere's got like pigment now, other than like my lower lash line. So I'm going to get to my lower lash line, where I'm just going to use some mint green, I'd say. Which I use quite a lot in some of my eye looks. Minty green, so blend just so it's like. Now I'm going to take brush, blend it quickly one more time. Might go back in with my concealer a bit, just to kind of patch that back up a bit. Today's just been going back in with concealer till you like get the lower lash line that you like want. So these are like smaller, more compact brushes. So. And obviously I'm always going to set it with some powder, just because this is Maybelline Fit Me. We'll link the products I'm using down below. You'll get them in the description boxes. It's just taking a long time, especially when you are uploading a video every day. Things do take a bit longer at times. So I'm going to cut my crease. Just kind of tip I saw from like Nikki Glow when she was doing like a crease. The cut crease is to follow the crease along rather than trying to make a new crease. But follow where that is. And I've got some on my lashes. That's kind of annoying. Like, I think just following the crease works a lot better. Just gonna quickly take some setting spray and spray my face. And a quick drink. Just spraying that brush. Then I'm going to put Romance, the shade Romance, which is this shade. Try and show you. But we kind of didn't go so right, me trying to show you. So let's put this kind of reddy shade on that end, and then I'll put the green. It's like kind of the focus colour of this cut crease. I do a lot of like full lid cut creases, I can do halves. So I've taken quite a lot. This one works a lot better on a brush, I will say. The shade Aurora works 10 times better on a brush that is sprayed than it does when you don't spray it and you just pick it up on your finger. But that's just the technique I find that works like best. Kind of just trying to make the colours look a bit more sort of. It's not really that line between them. So that's, we're obviously gonna do a wing. I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take my Maybelline Hyper Precise. Going to be doing a red lip as well, so I'm just finding my eyeliner I use. And my phone just went off. So going to be using glitter liner on top of the black liner. I'm just getting the products I'm going to be using out so that we have them there ready to be used. I'm putting everything else back in the makeup bags. I store my products in 2 makeup bags and some on the side. So now I'm about to apply my lipstick. It's in the Maybelline Colour Sensational Lip Liner and the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Lipstick.